Those racing thoughts you have, those sleepless nights, the anxiety, it's all there for a reason. It's telling you something. It's telling you that you need to take action. All of those emotions are telling you that you're meant for more than this. So don't ignore it.
I don't want to live this lifestyle, but to get to the other side of this, I have to. That's how you start to callous your mind. So that became my life. It's going to suck. It's not going to be fun. Do something that sucks every single day of your life. That's how you grow. Embrace the suck.
If they can do it, I can do it. And that's the mentality. If somebody else can do it, you can do it. And I said to myself, I will do it and I will do it better. That's the mentality. And I believe with the mentality is 50% of the success in what you're doing.
When life is over for you, I need you to die on E. I don't want you to have one idea left in you. I don't want one dream left in you. When you die, I want you to go for broke. Every book you were supposed to write, every degree you were supposed to get, everything you were supposed to accomplish. When you die, don't go to the grave with nothing. I want you to give everything you got, full potential. I want you to get everything out your system, because most people that are alive are living on neutral.
Everything that you do must be about your legacy. It's about what you say. It's about what you do. It's about how you live. It's not about the idea of you. It's about the reality. It's about living life and having every interaction being done with intention, so that those that interact with you are impacted by your life and leave a mark on them that can never be erased.
Most people live in this nice, comfortable place that makes them feel really good. And they always ask, how do I become hard? You sure don't become hard by living that way. You have to take yourself out of your comfort zone and bury yourself in something that makes you feel so horrible that you have to see how your mind's thinking in that horrible situation and overcome it while you're in shit.
This is it. This is the day that you put it all on the line, because everything that you dream of counts on what you do today. No more half in, half out. It is going to take every ounce of you to get to where you want to go. But it is up to you at the end of the day. Will you continue to live a mediocre life, or will you finally put it all out there?
It starts on the battlefield of your mind. This is where the war is won. Remember your why. It is the why that gets us to win. And it is the why that gives us the power to persevere through the how. All you have is all you need.
Your growth will frighten people who have no plan on changing.
Don't ask anyone what they think you should do. Make a decision. You're going to do this. You're going to make a decision right now, today, that you are never going to lower your standard of living. You have the potential that God gave you. You've got all the potential in the world. Anything anybody else does, you're quite capable of doing. But you've got to make a decision to do it. When you make a decision, the way will always show itself.
I have waited my whole life for this moment. Thank you to everybody that doubted me. Here's to everybody that doubted me. Here's to everybody that stopped believing in me. Here's to everybody that counted me out. If nobody believes in you, you gotta make it up in your mind that all you have is all you need. It is the battles that you face today that prepare you for tomorrow's wars. You are fighting for your family. You are fighting for your legacy. What you are fighting for is bigger than you. Do not forget this.
True confidence isn't loud. It's built in the quiet. In the hours you put in when no one's around to see it. It's in the choices you make when nobody's watching, and in the discipline you keep even when motivation fades. When you keep showing up day after day without needing validation, you unlock a level of strength that no one can shake. It's knowing that no matter what, you're ready. Because when you put in the work, there's nothing left to prove.
Sometimes growing and breaking feel the same. I think that sometimes growing and breaking are the same thing. And here's something to keep in mind. In this uncomfortable season of growth, you are not the one that's breaking. What's breaking is everything that isn't you. And sometimes that hurts.
You already know what failure feels like. You already know what it feels like to quit, to stop, to throw in the towel, to sit on the couch. But do you know what it's like to give everything that you have?
Some people start off with life served to them on a silver platter, and I bet you think that's better. The thing is though, money can't buy purpose, and I guarantee that when you start off with the epitome of what people deem successful, and you did absolutely nothing to get there, the emptiness is haunting. Everyone is the victim of something, but it's only those that find meaning in their struggles that eventually become their own hero. When you take resistance away from a person, they're left with no reason to push. So your situation, though it's heavy by nature, is exactly what you need to keep going.
Dangerous is the one who owns a dream. I say it again. Dangerous is the one who owns a dream. I didn't say rent a dream. I didn't say lease a dream. I didn't say Airbnb a dream. I said own the dream. Go down to the title agency. Put the money down and buy that dream so that you own it, and that dream can never be taken away from you. Dangerous is the one who masters their thinking. Dangerous is the one who ain't afraid to sweat. Dangerous is the one who won't quit. Dangerous is the one who knows their identity. Self-awareness is the starting point for living a life of victory.
Do you know what you think? Because if you don't know what you think, somebody else owns your mind. Try to avoid the hard questions of self-discovery and you'll be left with a painful mystery at the end of your life. This world wants you to be numb because to the people that run it, your mindlessness is a money printer. But I wish you wouldn't pay their salaries so graciously. Nobody's gonna come around and save you with a free pass to health and fulfillment. You are your own hero in this movie, so start acting like it.
On the other side of your fear is a fulfilled destiny. How bad do you want it?
Be a dangerous man. Now, being dangerous is not being a threat. They're two different things. And it's not about going out and lifting weights and walking around with your chest and shoulders up, hulking around saying, I'm dangerous. Very rarely is that a dangerous man. Often the most dangerous man in the room is the quietest man in the room.
Sometimes you have to go through that adversity and that challenge and that setback to activate the passion and the drive. You know, sometimes it takes the sting of defeat. Sometimes it takes the sting of heartbreak to activate something within you that was needed for you to start moving in the direction that you're meant to move, to get to where you need to be.
The person you have to spend the most time listening to in your life is yourself. Try not to lose their respect. Self-respect and self-esteem largely comes from having faith in your own word.
You don't build confidence by shouting affirmations in the mirror, but by giving yourself a stack of undeniable proof that you are who you say you are. Outwork your self-doubt.
When people hear you speak, they should think that they're listening to a champion, to a leader, to a world changer. Because the way you speak, it should represent who you are and where you're headed. Only positive things. No problems, only solutions. Not how hard your life is, but how hopeful you are for the future.
Every day is a good day if you make that the case. And I don't mean having some fake positive attitude towards the day. I mean actually making it a good day through what you control. You see, people think that having a rock solid routine fixes everything and it might fix some of your problems, but it doesn't build immunity to external problems. The goal is to build the highest minimum possible in terms of what you carry out on a daily basis. You see, in my case, my worst day possible where things go horribly wrong and I achieve nothing, this is what I like to call the best worst case scenario. Life becomes very problematic when you leave everything in the hands of happenstance, because when things inevitably go wrong, you'd be left with the feeling that there's nothing you can do to progress life towards being better. Take advantage of what you control and you will no longer be left with that feeling. You can exercise, you can eat healthy, you can think intentionally, and you can make these things the baseline accomplishments of every single day.
It's just a bad day, and it's not a bad life. You know, even the greats feel down like this at times. Loss is loss, man. Like, you can't do anything about that. You just have to remind yourself that you started on this path for a reason. When you made that decision in the first place, you weren't lost. And while things may feel bleak now, there's brighter days ahead. Things are going to calm back down. And you just have to stay steady and keep chugging along.
Someone who does not acknowledge the dark side of themselves and who is only good because that's all that they know how to be and that's all that they know of themselves is not really a good person because they're only doing what they know, versus someone who's delved into the darkness of humanity, the pain of it, the despair of it, and then chooses to be good and chooses to do something. That's the true good person, right? That's the person we're all aspiring to be. Not someone who's ignored the pain, but someone who's chosen to do something with the pain.
In this life, there will always be a man, a woman, a boy, a girl, or a team who will face impossible odds. And somehow, through some combination of courage, will, grit, and a mustard seed of faith, they'll manage to overcome.
You don't know who you are. You have patterns of behavior and you're not even understanding that. You don't know why you're angry. You think you're angry because that person said something mean to you or did something wrong. But in fact, your anger probably stems from things from deep within, from your childhood. And you're not reacting to that person, but to actually your parents and what they didn't give you. The origin of wisdom, according to the Greeks, was know thyself.
You should be a monster. Because everyone says, well, you should be harmless, virtuous. You shouldn't do anyone any harm. You should sheath your competitive instinct. You shouldn't try to win. You don't want to be too aggressive. You don't want to be too assertive. You want to take a back seat and all of that. It's like, no. You should be a monster, an absolute monster, and then you should learn how to control it.
It's not always about winning the day. Sometimes it's about surviving the moment. If today feels heavy, focus on doing one small thing. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just need to make it through the next hour. One choice, one step, one moment. And when you do, give yourself credit. Because some days, that's a victory in itself.
You need endurance. You need stamina to reach some goals. You're not gonna hit the million with the first investment. You're not gonna hit the home run always at first swing. But resiliency says, I belong here and I deserve another shot. I want my opportunity. Give me my opportunity.
If you want something bad enough, you can't let anybody tell you you can't do something. I'll repeat that. If you want something bad enough, you can't let anybody tell you you can't do something, not even yourself.
You need to work on yourself. If you just try to be pampered, and if you're trying to be soft, and if you're trying to be the victim and all stuff, you're not going to go anywhere. We need to get stronger. We need to get tougher. We need to not be afraid of failure. We got to go into the work. We got to face adversity. Adversity breeds character. There's strength. We have to be willing to go through hardship, through suffering, through pain, through crying periods, all of that stuff. Don't shy away from any of that because it just makes you stronger.
In this life, there will always be obstacles. There will always be challenges. There will always be giants. It hasn't been easy, but it's time to win. It's time to win. You are going to need vision. Before you win, you're going to have to see it. Winning this battle.
You've got to be ready to change your life. No one said this was going to be easy. You have to keep on keeping on. You think life was meant for the weak? It wasn't. It never was. I'm telling you, just keep on going.
The enemy is hoping that you never discover your true identity, that you are beautiful, strong, and amazing, and that you deserve the best that life has to offer. He's hoping that you never hear this message. Here's why it's important. Because if you can't see yourself, how will you ever see opportunity?
There will be days when you give every ounce of yourself, every ounce of your soul, blood, sweat, and tears, early mornings and late nights, and not see any result from all of your hard work. And the most difficult part of all of that is knowing you have to show up the next day and do it all over again. And you may not see the result immediately. It may not come next week. But believing that eventually the result will come is what makes a champion.
There will be many giants in your life. There will be depression. There will be anxiety. There will be oppression. There will be overwhelm. Will you buckle under the pressure, or will you rise to the occasion?